Hello, I've been doing a video series on overcoming childhood abuse. The last time I did a couple of videos about being addicted to chaos and ways that you could help yourself with that. Next, I wanted to talk about treating the whole person, your mind, emotions, your physical body, and your spirit. Oftentimes, one of those will be neglected in this journey. Wherever you are in this journey of recovering from abuse, I think that this is very important to understand. I'm going to break it up because if I run over too much time, it will not upload. Treating the whole person, there is three things with the physical and emotional part of it. There are medications, and that is not for everyone. And wherever you are in your journey, that may not feel safe, or you may have concerns or fears, or just be off, that might just be off-putting altogether to you. But it's something that I urge you to think about. I, for years, did not take medication. I've just been taking medication probably the past 6 or 7 years of my life. I wanted to share with you about what I take, and this isn't to tell you how to live your life or to do this journey, because it is as individual as you are. Medication is very helpful. I thank God for it. I am about taking anything out there that will help, and at least researching it and talking to people about it. Talk to your doctor about it. You don't have to take medication, but at least talk to the doctor about it. You want to take care of your body and your mind. One of the medications that I take is called an SSRI, short for serotonin reuptake inhibitor, and there are many. The first one that got a lot of publicity was Prozac, and it got some negative publicity. I have been put on many medications in hospital and out, and I've had some bad experiences, I won't lie to you, but I'm okay. It didn't kill me. I'm here. I'm all right. It was just my body's way of saying, hold on, this is not right for me. One of the serotonin reuptake inhibitors that I've been on for quite a few years is Zoloft. It is right for me. The generic name is sertraline. The two that work for me, and the only two that work for me, would be the Zoloft and one called Paxil. I am a highly anxious person, so those tend to work better for people that are overly anxious. And I also take a medication called Doxepin. It is an old medication, and I feel good about the ones that have been around a while and have been tried and true. Not to say that the newer medications, because they're always making new breakthroughs, are bad, but just that's my preference. And Doxepin is a tricyclic antidepressant. That works on my anxiety and sleep and helps me to not have nightmares. So there are medications for that help with a lot of different symptoms, and those are two. I take 4, but I'll go into the other ones in another video. One thing that is important that we all take for granted is getting enough sleep. Part of your journey in overcoming childhood abuse, or overcoming any kind of abuse. It could be abuse later in life. These things still pertain to all abuse. They are traumas. You need to understand that. They are traumas. Like, you think of post-traumatic stress disorder pertaining to soldiers. And yes, it does. I mean, they obviously go through things that most people never have to see. And God bless them. I just want to hug all of them and tell them thank you. However, if you suffer any kind of trauma where you feel that your well-being, your life, or the life of someone you love is in jeopardy, that is a trauma that qualifies as PTSD. Now, I am not a doctor. If you think that you might have that, definitely talk to your doctor, a family doctor, a therapist, because they can refer you to the right place. I am just presenting things that you may be experiencing and giving you my experience, hoping maybe that it could trigger something where you go, oh my goodness, I need to address this, or this has been wrong with me and I'm glad somebody else talked about that. That's my hope. Sleep is extremely important, and when you don't get the right amount of sleep, it interferes with all areas of your life, but your mental health especially. In the hospital, my nurse had told me that the doctor wanted his patients to get at least 7 hours, but preferred for them to have 9 hours of solid sleep. And I was just blown away by that, because I thought, God, right now I would just settle for 2 hours straight, because I was so sleep deprived, because there was something happening inside of me, physically and mentally. And often those two run parallel. If there is something mentally going on with you, you're going to have tons of physical symptoms. It might show up in your digestive organs, but they're linked. I want you to start to listen to your body, to start to become aware of things that your body might be trying to tell you when you're going through this journey. It's important. Okay, I'm going on 7 minutes here. So the medication is one aspect of taking care of your physical health. Sleep, vital. That one is crucial. And in this day and age where we live in such a fast-paced society, we do not get enough sleep. Psychotherapy is another way of taking care of your mind and body, and I know that has a stigma attached to it, and people get even defensive, like, I'm not telling my problems to a complete stranger. And certainly it's not for everyone, and if you're not ready for that, that's okay. But at least explore that possibility. It was Sigmund Freud that started that. I think he's a fruitcake in some ways. He is the father of psychotherapy, or talk therapy, where you go in and you talk to someone. It takes a lot of courage. You need to be ready to do it, and know that the backlash I talked about in my other video, that those emotions come to the surface, and for days, maybe even a week, or maybe a month, you might have. But that's part of it. That just know and be gentle with yourself, that is part of that process. So psychotherapy, and the little kid that's in there, that's still a part of you, a place where you got stuck, will pop up when you're doing talk therapy with a professional. That does happen. Of course, there's all aspects to you as a person. We are all made up of, sometimes we become a parent, sometimes we are the teacher, sometimes we're the student, sometimes we're the child. We have all these facets to our personality, but the area where those little kids are kind of stuck, they're still in there, and you'll see those emotions and that little kid, and that's okay. But just know that is there. And so this is I've talked to you a little bit about treating your physical body. Be easy with yourself. If you feel like you're pushing to, it's okay to back up for a while and put that on the back burner if you're going into something that's very difficult for you. Your spiritual well-being. I believe in God. I am not a religious person. I do not attend church. I have discussed that in another video. I'm not here to preach to you. That's not what these videos are about. But I would urge you to look into that. Even if you don't believe in God, a lot of times the term Christian has a very bad stigma attached to it because of all these false prophets and TV preachers that are out there to take your money. That's not God. They are not representing God. In mental health, in all aspects of our life, but especially this, it's good to talk to Him in a quiet place when you're alone, where nobody can hear you, to talk out loud to Him. You may not believe it. Sometimes I've wondered, that's part of being human. Does He hear me? But it is so healthy to go out in the woods or go into a room where no one, maybe everyone's gone, maybe in your car, and talk. God, if you have doubts, God, if you're real, help me. Show me some things that I might need to know that I'm not aware of about myself, that I might need to work on or look into. Give me the strength. If you open your eyes, you'll see miracles all around you every day. Just because they're common does not mean they're less miraculous. You are a miracle. The Bible said, King David said, "You knit me together in my mother's womb. I am fearfully and wonderfully made." And indeed, that is true, whether or not you believe in God or not. If you look at a baby, you'll see that. There's miracles everywhere you look. So don't be afraid. Nobody's going to judge you alone in a room or out in the woods or in your car to talk to God and say, I feel so alone. I feel so helpless. I need to lean on something bigger than myself. So that's one way of taking care of that spirit being. Pay attention to that. Your intuition is also in there, and your gut. If your gut, that gut feeling whenever you've ever been in a situation where you don't know what it is, but you don't feel quite right about it. That's your gut. That's your intuition. That's your spirit talking to you. Learn to hear that more. It takes practice, but it can be done because you want to take care of the whole being. We are not just a mind. We're not just a body. We are not just a spirit. We are in a vehicle that has a mind and a body and emotions and physical mechanisms that make the whole person up, and every part affects the other part. It's integral. It's all running parallel to each other. When one is affected, the other is automatically affected. It just makes sense. And I want to address taking care of the whole person. And there's a lot more that I want to cover on that, but I think I touched on and a few things and opened up the door there, opened up the conversation. Remember that you are important. You matter to God and to the world. We need you here. There's someone that you can help. And even if you feel invisible, you're not. And you're not alone. Until next time. Take care of yourself.